Well, the Easter long weekend is always a busy time on our roads as many people head home and holidaymakers visit the coast. Let's get a sense of what to expect this time around. We're joined by Thania Dhoogra from the N3 Toll Concession. Thania, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Of course, there are many reasons why people have cancelled their trip to Durban in particular. About 30,000, we're told. What are you seeing in terms of numbers from Johannesburg to Durban?
Good evening, Sean. Good evening to all your viewers. We're definitely seeing less volume than we were expecting originally forecast, but we have seen fairly high numbers with combined traffic volumes of in the order of about 2,200 vehicles an hour going through the Moy Plaza earlier today.
Things are slowing down tonight, it seems, though. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We are seeing an easing of traffic, but currently we're sitting at volumes of around 1,400 vehicles an hour, still combined, going through Moy Plaza at this stage.
Of course, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal says that there has been parts of the N3 that were affected by the floods. They're working hard to actually clear things up. What's your advice to motorists traveling along this route?
Well, again, from an N3 toll concession perspective, fortunately, the N3 toll route was not impacted by this, but there are sections further into KwaZulu-Natal of the N3 that were impacted. But in general, it's, to be prepared. Before you're traveling anywhere, make sure that you know what the conditions of the route are like and what you can expect. I mean, often this will result in a lot of delays for road users, and also it might be unsafe for them to travel in certain sections. So please, that's tantamount is making sure that they're prepared, that their vehicles are in a good condition, and that the driver themselves is in a good condition to make the trip. Often people leave their trip or their travels for the last minute and they're rushing to get to their destination. It might be dark, they might be tired and distracted, and that obviously contributes to what can already be dangerous driving conditions.
And then, of course, you have weather conditions. We're expecting rain this weekend in KwaZulu-Natal. Any measures in place to monitor the situation in that regard and advise motorists?
Well, I mean, obviously, we're in close contact with the South African Weather Services, and they're keeping us informed about what's going on from a weather perspective. With regards to readiness on the N3 toll route, we're ensuring that we're engaging with all of the stakeholders on an ongoing basis. Emergency services are fully deployed on the route, and they're ready to respond. Our own route patrol services are also ready to respond. They've upped the number of patrols that they're doing so that they can be more readily available to road users in an emergency. And obviously law enforcement is also out and about, and they'll implement any measures that they need to from a traffic perspective so that we can keep conditions conducive for travelers.
Lastly, you said no major incidents reported or recorded?
Yes, I'm very happy to report that today, thus far, there have been no incidents on the N3 that have disrupted the flow of traffic. So it's been a really good day, and we just encourage motorists to continue to obey all the rules of the road and make sure that they drive defensively and that they share the road responsibly. So that everyone gets home safely. But again, also just to remind road users, again, from a preparedness perspective, to ensure that they keep in contact with us, following us on Twitter at N3 Route, or ensuring that they contact our 24/7 N3 helpline so that we can keep them advised about what's happening on the N3 toll route, and also that in the event of any emergencies or to report any problems on the route, they can be in touch with us.
What's that helpline number?
It's 0800 634357.
634357. All right. Yeah. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate your time and the insight. Thania Dhoogra from the N3 Toll Concession. That number, if you do need assistance while traveling from Johannesburg to, from Joburg to Durban, rather, on the N3, it's 0800 634, well, let me try that again. 0800 634357.